Welcome back, everybody, to the Deep Dive.
Always a pleasure.
Today, we're diving headfirst into a really fascinating matchup. Aston Villa taking on Nottingham Forest at Villa Park on April 5th, 2025.
Okay.
And what's really got us intrigued is that we've got a whole mountain of data.
Yeah.
AI predictions
Yeah.
and statistical analysis, and pretty much everything we're looking at
Right.
is pointing towards a very particular outcome for this game.
Mm.
So our goal today is to really dig into these sources,
Yeah.
unpack all of these insights, and try to understand exactly what they're telling us
Okay, yeah.
about this high-stakes clash.
Interesting.
So what really jumps out right off the bat is that all these different AI models,
Right.
they're all basically singing from the same hymn sheet, which, in the world of football predictions, that doesn't happen every day.
Yeah, no, it's certainly unusual.
So that's what's making us so curious to unpack it all. Looking at everything from, the random forest models. Imagine a system that's kind of like using the wisdom of the crowd, but it's a crowd of decision trees,
Yeah.
all analyzing the data.
Hmm.
And then you've got your gradient boosting machines, or GBMs.
Yeah.
These are the ones that kind of learn as they go,
Yeah.
focusing on the mistakes they made in the past to get better.
Right.
Then there's the multi-layer perceptron, or NLP.
Neural network, yeah.
Exactly, kind of like a brain that can spot those super complex patterns.
Yeah.
We've even got ensembles in the mix,
Right.
things like stacked, bagged, and boosted models
Yeah.
that kind of combine the strengths of a bunch of different models.
Uh,
And then, of course, we've got Monte Carlo simulations,
right.
basically running the match thousands of times virtually
Yeah.
to see how it might shake out.
Right.
We've even got Poisson regression,
Yeah.
which is a statistical method that's often used to predict things like goal scoring.
Right.
And on top of all of that, we've also got a nice, straightforward, rating-based forecast,
Okay. just
just to round things out. So let's set the scene for everyone.
Yeah.
Aston Villa versus Nottingham Forest.
Okay.
Villa Park, 3.00 APM
Yeah.
BST,
Got it.
April 5th, 2025.
Right.
And the general sense is that Villa are on a bit of a roll,
Yeah, they're in good form.
while Forest have been struggling, particularly away from home.
Right.
So that definitely adds an interesting wrinkle to this matchup.
Absolutely.
Now, the weather forecast for match day in Birmingham
Okay.
looks like it could actually play a role in how this game unfolds. We're looking at sunshine,
Right.
temperature around 15 degrees C,
Okay.
but feeling a bit cooler at 12.
Right.
Wind coming from the east-northeast
Mm.
at about 14 miles per hour.
Got it.
But gusts could get up to 29,
Oh, wow. Okay.
and humidity pretty low at 40%.
Right.
So taking all of that into account, what do you think?
Well, with those conditions, you're probably looking at
Yeah.
a dry and fast pitch, which usually means
Right.
quicker passing,
Yeah.
more fluid attacking movements. So it could definitely suit a team that's,
Right.
looking to play with pace and precision.
Right. And Villa are known for that kind of attacking flair.
Exactly.
Those wind gusts, though,
Yeah.
while they might not be a huge factor,
Yeah.
they could add a little bit of unpredictability,
Sure.
especially on set pieces and those long passes.
Right.
So, yeah, a slick surface.
Yeah.
And the AI seems to be thinking that Villa could really capitalize on that.
Okay.
So let's dive into those AI predictions.
Yeah, let's do it.
We've got a whole list of them. But what's so striking is just how consistent they are.
Yeah.
So starting with the probability of an Aston Villa win.
Okay.
The random forest model gives them a 46.5% chance.
Okay.
The gradient boosting machine initially had it at 56.4%,
Right.
but then actually bumped that up to a more confident 61.8%.
Interesting.
And the multi-layer perceptron puts Villa's chances even higher at 60.3%.
Okay.
What about the models that combine different approaches?
Yeah, those are really intriguing.
It seems like they're even more convinced.
They do seem to be.
So the stacked, bagged, and boosted models
Yeah.
initially forecasted a 60.9% probability,
Mm-hmm.
but then that also jumped up to a pretty significant 64.1%.
Wow.
Our Monte Carlo simulations, after running 10,000 virtual matches,
Sure.
landed on a 63% likelihood of a Villa victory.
Right.
And then the Poisson regression model
Yeah.
gives Villa a 62.69% chance of taking all 3 points.
So pretty consistent across the board.
Yeah. I mean, not a single one of these models is even hinting at a Forest win.
Yeah. It's pretty remarkable.
Makes you wonder if there's something we're missing,
Yeah. It makes you think, is there something the models aren't seeing?
Right. Exactly. Some unpredictable element that could really shake things up.
Right.
What's especially interesting is that the more sophisticated models,
Right.
your ensembles, your boosted methods,
Yeah.
even those simulation-based Monte Carlo approaches,
Right.
they're showing even more confidence in Villa securing the win.
Yeah, they're all coming in above that 60% mark.
Yep.
It's almost like when you
Okay.
combine the different analytical perspectives,
Yeah.
the confidence actually increases.
Yeah, so it's not just that they're all saying the same thing.
Right.
It's that they're saying it with increasing certainty.
Exactly.
Now, we've also got that straightforward rating-based forecast.
Right.
How does that fit into all of this?
Well, it actually reinforces the overall picture. So
Okay.
this model gives Aston Villa a rating of 80
Right.
and Nottingham Forest a rating of 72.
Okay.
Plus, we need to factor in that home advantage for Villa,
Right.
which is +4.
Okay.
And when you crunch all of those numbers,
Yeah.
you get an expected goal difference of +0.80 in Villa's favor.
So basically, they're expected to score almost a full goal more than Forest
Right.
in this match.
Exactly.
And what about the actual predicted goals?
Well, according to this rating-based model,
Yeah.
Aston Villa are predicted to score about 1.8 goals,
Right.
while Nottingham Forest are only expected to score 0.7.
So again,
Yeah.
a pretty significant difference there.
Yeah, that's not just a small margin.
Right.
It suggests that Villa are consistently creating
Yeah.
higher quality scoring chances
Right.
compared to what Forest are expected to produce.
Okay, so the rating model is really backing up those AI predictions.
Right.
What about the most likely score lines?
All right, so based on this model,
Yeah.
the most probable score is a 1-0 victory for Villa
Okay.
with a 14.78% chance.
Right.
After that, you've got a 2-0 Villa win at 13.3%,
Okay.
then a 1-1 draw at 10.34%,
Gotcha.
a 2-1 Villa win at 9.31%,
Hmm.
and a goalless draw at 8.21%.
So again, all signs pointing towards a Villa win.
It's really interesting how the probabilities for those Villa wins
Right.
are so much higher than a Forest victory or even a draw.
Yeah.
It's very consistent with those AI predictions.
Okay, so the data is telling a pretty clear story.
Yeah.
But of course, we also need to consider the human element. Right. The players.
Exactly. Who's actually going to be out there on the pitch?
Yeah.
So let's take a look at the injury report.
All right, let's see who's missing.
For Aston Villa, they're going to be without Ross Barkley.
Okay.
Knee injury expected back around April 12th.
Right.
Lewis Dobbin also out with a muscle injury.
Yeah.
Not expected back until June 1st.
Wow, okay.
Over on the Nottingham Forest side,
Yeah.
Ola Aina is out with an unspecified issue.
Mhm.
Return date unknown.
Okay.
And Andrew Omobamidele is also unavailable with an unspecified issue. But he's expected back around April 12th.
Right.
How do you see these absences impacting the game?
Well, Olina is a big loss for Forest.
Yeah.
He's been a really solid defender for them.
Right, yeah.
And he brings a lot of versatility to their back line. So not having him there could definitely weaken their defense.
Especially against a team like Villa that's so potent in attack.
Exactly.
Now, Villa are going to miss Barkley.
Yeah.
You know, he's a creative spark in midfield. Yeah, he can make things happen.
But they do have decent depth in that area.
Right.
So they might be able to cope a bit better for this particular match.
Yeah, and Dobbin's absence,
Right.
it's longer term, so probably less of an impact on this specific game.
Okay, so we've got the form, we've got the predictions.
Yeah.
We've looked at the key injuries.
Right.
What kind of tactical battle are the AI and ratings suggesting we might see on the pitch?
Well, all signs point to Villa trying to control those half spaces. You know, those crucial areas between the center and the wings. They'll likely use their attacking fullbacks and try to create overloads to break down the Forest defense.
Right. So really putting pressure on that back line.
Exactly.
Especially with Ina out.
Yeah.
Now, Forest are probably going to sit back a bit.
Yeah, they'll try to be compact.
Right. Try to frustrate Villa's attackers.
Yeah, absorb the pressure.
But the analysis suggests that if Villa can maintain that high press and win the ball back in those dangerous areas, Forest could really struggle.
They could be in trouble.
And Villa's home form is something that's highlighted quite a bit.
Yeah, that's a big factor.
In all of this, isn't it?
Absolutely. Their expected goals at home are consistently in the top 5 in the league.
So it's not just a one-off thing.
No, it's a pattern.
They are genuinely dangerous at Villa Park.
Exactly.
And if Forest can't control that midfield, disrupt Villa's key players, they could be facing wave after wave of attacks.
Yeah, it could be a tough day for them.
So with all of this pointing towards a Villa win, you have to think about the betting markets.
Yeah, interesting implications there.
If the models are this confident, where's the value?
Yeah, the odds on a straight Villa win are probably going to be pretty short. So it might make sense to look at some alternative markets.
Okay.
Maybe a Villa win with a man of 1 goal handicap.
Right, so they'd have to win by 2 goals or more.
Exactly. Okay.
Or you could look at Villa to win to nil.
Right.
Meaning they don't concede a goal.
Yeah. Which seems plausible, given Forest's predicted low-scoring output.
Exactly.
And what about over 1.5 Villa team goals?
Yeah, that's another interesting one.
Given their strong expected goal tally at home.
Right.
Any thoughts on specific correct scores?
Based on those probabilities from the rating model,
Yeah.
2-0 or 2-1 for Villa
Right.
could offer some decent value.
Compared to the shorter odds of a straight win.
Exactly.
Now, you mentioned a live angle betting strategy earlier.
Oh, right.
Yeah. Can you explain that one a bit more?
Yeah, so let's say the game is goalless at halftime.
Right.
Despite all these predictions.
Yeah.
You could look at betting on Villa to score in the second half.
Oh, okay.
The thinking is that their attack will eventually break through, and
Well,
you might get better odds since they haven't scored yet.
interesting. So a bit of a contrarian approach there.
Yeah, exactly. So what's really fascinating is that all these different analytical approaches,
Yeah.
tree-based models,
Yeah.
neural networks,
Right.
statistical simulations,
Right.
they're all converging on the same outcome.
It's really remarkable.
Why do you think we're seeing such a strong consensus here?
It's not just one type of model driving this.
Yeah.
We've got agreement from fundamentally different approaches.
Right.
Tree-based models like random forest and GBM,
Yeah.
probabilistic models like Poisson regression,
Right.
simulation-based methods like Monte Carlo, neural networks with the MLP,
Right.
even the simpler reading system. So it suggests that multiple analyses are all picking up on the same key factors.
That strongly favor Aston Villa.
Exactly.
And what do you think those key factors are?
Well, the main thing is Villa's ability to shut down opponents. You know,
Right.
they have a strong defensive record.
Yeah.
They're really good at suppressing shots. And then you combine that with their consistent goal scoring at home.
Yeah.
And
Right.
on the other side.
Yeah.
When you look at Forest's recent performances, especially away from home,
Right.
there just aren't any strong indicators that they're likely to upset Villa.
Okay, so before we wrap things up,
Yeah,
we need to make a really important point.
absolutely.
Everything we've talked about today
Yeah.
is for informational and entertainment purposes only.
Right.
These predictions, insights, betting strategies,
Yeah.
they're all based on models and historical data,
Uh-huh.
but they should not be taken as financial or betting advice.
Right. It's crucial to remember that.
Gambling always involves risk,
Yeah,
and it's so important to
Right.
gamble responsibly.
absolutely.
Only bet what you can afford to lose.
Yeah, never chase losses.
And if you or someone you know is struggling with a gambling problem,
Yeah.
please seek help and support.
There are resources available. Don't hesitate to reach out.
Now, from a legal standpoint,
Right.
this content is not an offer or inducement to gamble. We're not a bookmaker or a betting service,
Right.
and we absolutely do not endorse
Yeah,
illegal or irresponsible gambling.
absolutely.
It's your responsibility to make sure
Yeah,
that you're complying with all the laws
Right.
in your jurisdiction.
exactly.
So to sum up our deep dive,
Yeah,
the overwhelming prediction
right.
is for an Aston Villa victory
Seems that way.
against Nottingham Forest
Yep.
on April 5th, 2025.
Mm-hmm.
All those AI models, all the statistical data
Right.
pointing towards a Villa win,
Yep.
driven by their strong home form.
Yeah.
Forest struggles away from home,
Right.
potential tactical advantages for Villa,
Uh-huh.
and the current injury situation
Yeah.
for both squads.
It's a pretty clear picture.
That's a great summary.
Yeah.
You know, it's amazing how consistent those different methods have been.
It is really remarkable.
But even with all of this analysis,
yeah,
football can be unpredictable.
absolutely.
There are always those moments you just can't foresee. So it makes you think,
Yeah.
even with this strong statistical leaning towards a Villa win,
Mm-hmm.
what could happen?
Right.
What could throw a wrench in the works?
Exactly.
Could Forest defy the odds, pull off a surprise result at Villa Park?
It's definitely something to consider.
Definitely food for thought as we look forward to the match.
Yeah, for sure.
Now, for those of you who want to go even deeper into all these AI insights,
Right.
we've got more analysis, downloadable PDFs,
Uh-huh.
and coverage of upcoming matches on our temporary website,
Yeah, just head over to
https://sites.google.com. View Gamblers Ruin Project free analysis.
Okay. All right, everyone. Thanks for joining us on this deep dive.
It's been fun.
Until next time, keep those questions coming.
And stay curious.
We'll see you soon.
Take care.